Welcome into the first ever playoff episode of Have a Shift Day, our playoff preview of the 2025 Stanley Cup Playoffs. I'm sure you're noticing right away. This is a different format. Jake isn't here. He had to go to his internship, and Ryan had to go home. So we have him on Zoom today
I
joining
got
us.
in.
We're on
So
Zoom.
Zoom.
we still have a good sized
Zoom.
crew. And we are super excited for the Stanley Cup playoffs. They start
It's
tomorrow, guys.
time.
What's a playoff?
We don't know what that is right now in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Next year.
Next year. But,
We'll be back.
but before we get into our preview of all of the series, make sure you are subscribed to Have a Shift Day because we will
Subscribe.
be covering the playoffs
Like,
throughout April, May,
comment.
June. Thank you, Nick. Our next playoff episode is going to come April 29th. That will probably be, I don't know what time yet, but make sure you're following us on social media, have a shift_A to stay up to date with the time and also to stay up to date with our daily Stanley Cup playoff recap videos. We're going to be covering things around the clock, really. And we've got the bracket video coming tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm calling
Mine's the
time.
best. Mine's the best.
Long.
No.
I told Megan this yesterday. It's either day one, I'm screwed,
Oh, that's
or
how I
I get
feel.
lucky and go all the way.
That's how I feel.
I think that's how
Like tomorrow, we might wake up tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow night, and I'll be like, well, I screwed up.
You just watch game one of both series and you're just like, I'm done.
well,
It's over.
it's over. It's over, guys.
It's
But
over.
yeah, bracket video is really exciting.
If we get
It's
one
not
like
enough.
on this video, we'll make another video.
We're
One like.
gonna make
Let's
another
goal is
video
one
anyway.
like for this video, guys. Let's hit
If
one
we
like.
get one like, we're gonna go to the Stanley Cup final.
If you hit one like, your favorite team will
Can
win the
we
Stanley
afford the
Cup.
Stanley Cup final? What if somehow miraculously the Stanley Cup finals in Toronto?
If this video gets 100 likes, I will fly out to Toronto, do a vlog
Dude,
by myself in the
I was I
Maple
was
Leaf Square.
That'd be nuts.
Oh, Maple Leaf Square would be so sick. But I
Maple
was
Square is
hoping that um I
I'll
was
pick up
hoping
Ryan
that
on the way.
Columbus would have made it, right?
Oh,
Because how fun would be like they have a TV outside for a Columbus series or something we had out there. That would have been cool.
that'd be cool, but also I don't know if I want to wear Blue Jackets gear.
No, we don't
Yeah,
have to. We can just be like just people.
Just
yeah.
pure. Okay.
I mean, depending on who they play too. Like they would have
Oh,
played.
if they
They
played
would have played
Washington, then we
Washington.
would. Okay, I would have been a Blue Jackets fan.
So yeah, we would have worn like Pens gear and shit on the Blue Jackets.
Jake.
We've seen him sweep the team. Is that the banana pick at Sheets?
That is the banana pick
Yeah.
out sheet.
Jake is here in spirit.
Dick
On
June Spirit.
Jake's phone.
That was fun.
We will have a little video of Jake previewing the playoffs at the very end. It's pretty
I
short.
can't wait for next season's vlog.
Next season, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have any more vlogs until
Not.
October.
I meant next season's road trip.
Yeah, we gotta talk
Road
about that
road
over the
trip's
summer.
gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so fun.
What city will we go to next year? We are
Comment down
going somewhere,
below.
right?
I would like to. I never set that fully in stone, but let's do it. Let's go
Ryan?
somewhere.
I'm so down. I'm so down. Okay, I'll be honest. Let's say things do tumble, like, and we're like, oh, like this might not work out. This might not work out. This might be a little bit hectic. I don't say we rule out Columbus again either.
Yeah, I could just go back to Columbus.
Maybe. I mean, that
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
fun, but I
Like,
also would like to go
We have
somewhere new.
31 other cities we can
right.
go, 30 other cities
Yeah.
besides Columbus and Pittsburgh.
It's
Oh
just
yeah,
the
I'm just saying,
problem
like,
that
let's say things, yeah.
the problem is the next closest is Detroit, and that's not exactly a fun driving area, and it's also Detroit. So, sorry, my family up there.
I mean, there's so many like other cities we could go to.
True, we just
Yeah,
gotta figure it out.
we
Gotta
could
save
hit
up
up
the money.
Buffalo, Niagara Falls.
There's
Oh,
like
wait, Buffalo would
Buffalo.
be fun. Yeah.
Buffalo would be pretty cool.
Gotta say, we don't even have to go for like a game, like even a Penguins game. We can just go for we can just go to like a city for a hockey game. It doesn't even have to be Penguins
Yeah.
necessarily.
All right,
No,
let's
yeah, that'd be fun.
let's save this discussion for the summertime and when Jake is here too.
Slay.
So let's get into the playoff preview then. I have a quick update though.
Yes.
Is it Frank?
No, it's someone probably working with the Avalanche, and then Elliot Friedman retweeting it. Um, we were, you know what? We're gonna switch things around a bit. We're gonna start with Jets and Blues. Let's start with Dallas and Colorado, actually, because
Okay,
I have a little bit of a note from that. Jared Bednar said that Gabriel Landeskog is an option in the series,
interesting.
Ooh.
I
which,
kind of get the vibe that he's gonna come back like later in the series, man.
yeah, I mean, I thought
Don't
all
know.
along that he was gonna be back for game one, which I was really hoping and kind of banking on with my picks. But
It's gonna be tough,
I
I
think,
think.
I do also want to add Jason Robertson is out for game one.
oh, okay. Well, let's go back to Colorado real quick. I
Hmm.
think that at least Landy being around there is going to be a huge jolt for the team.
Hmm.
And I think Landy's still going to be trying super hard to come back because if he was going down on a 3 game conditioning stint, he got called up after 2 games. So that is a really good sign.
Yeah,
Um, and if he's in option, that's also a really good sign. I'm sure maybe they'll just give him like one more game to rest. Maybe game two he'll be back. Maybe game three. Game three would be cinematic though, because they'd be in Colorado. Oh,
That's what
you
I'm
know what?
thinking.
It might be game three.
I think just
I
waiting for
think
like
they're
a
gonna make it
veteran
game
rest.
three. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with game two either, but I think they want to get the vibe of the series and get like the vibe of the physicality of the series and kind of look at, okay, this line's not so physical because they're gonna have guys around the clock watching this other, you know what I mean? They're gonna watch the stars, like, and they're gonna watch. I mean, they're gonna watch both of them, you know what I mean? And be like, okay, this line's meshing with this line, like. These guys aren't as physical because they don't want them,
Yeah,
jolting out. I wouldn't assume. I mean, they'd want them jolting out with some heavy hitters that they got to go against. But I
yeah.
think they're going to get a vibe of the series, and then just maybe by game three, just be like, all right, this is going to be a good way to kind of cradle your way in because the playoffs. I mean, it's no joke.
It's
So
not. No, absolutely. I definitely agree with you there, Ryan. I think that's the smartest thing is just getting a sense of like how physical. I mean, there's no denying it's the playoffs. It's going to be really physical.
Yeah, we
It's
already
just
know the
like
series itself is
what's
going to be
like,
a bloodbath without Landeskog.
but like what's the true intensity level gonna be like if that makes sense? Because like you don't want to like throw him into the fire with his with what he dealt with if that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
because he had like such a long process, you don't want to like throw him into the fire and him just get injured again, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, and plus Dallas has some physical guys too, like Jamie
Oh,
Benn,
yeah.
obviously Dumba, just name a few. Um, like we said, but I mean, Colorado they do have the guys too, and even Landeskog himself plays that type of way. So it'll be interesting to see when they decide the right time is gonna be. For me, I just think it's. I have a feeling like they're not gonna put him in until they like. I don't say need to. I just feel like they're gonna wait until like later in the series when the games matter more. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the vibe I
yeah,
kind of got from like Bednar's statement. But I mean, we'll
yeah.
see. I mean,
You mentioned Jason Robertson is out. He got injured in that last game of the season.
yeah,
Obviously, I want to go into that being a big like issue for Dallas, but also what was Pete DeBoer doing? Like, what? I know that they were on a what 6 game losing streak, the
yeah.
Stars, um, and I'm sure that he wanted to get the team going, get the momentum up before they head into the playoffs. But also, I'm like they were playing Nashville, if I'm correct. That
Hmm.
is a team that's been way out of it for months now. Why are you playing your Stars if
Well,
you've got this thing locked up and you've got a bloodbath of a series coming up?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I get
Like
Tyler Sagan going in because he's been out for a while, get him going a little bit. But J Rob, why
yeah,
are you
Oh
it's
playing?
wow, Robertson's out
yeah, it
week to
really
week.
I love how we're getting news like right now.
Yeah, it doesn't really it really confuses me because like I understand they went on a 6 game stint and they didn't really play well. They were really shaky. And of course you want to have that momentum going into the first game of the playoffs because you don't want to be that cold, but like you know what I mean? Like you say like, he was who was it, Jamie Benn, right? Or who was it,
Yeah.
Sagan?
Wait, what? Who was
Who
hurt?
was hurt and kind of just had to play?
Oh, Sagan.
Sagan.
He just came
Yeah,
back
yeah,
for the
okay.
last game
Sagan just
So
came
because he's
back.
been out for
yeah,
8 months.
I understand that. You want to make sure that the legs are moving and it's not, you don't want to have too much time between that and game one. But you had a guy like Robinson, like I don't care how many you've lost in the past. You gotta just sit him because it's. I mean, yeah, like you have to compare it to other things. With the Caps playing Ovi, it's Sid v Ovi, but we have nothing to lose, and so we're gonna go all out. We're gonna hit people. We're gonna do everything else, and that's what Nashville was gonna do. I mean, they got
Yeah,
nothing to lose. Let's go out and play a good game, and you
yeah,
cannot risk your star players like that because 99 times out of 100, are they gonna get hurt? No. But in this case, they did, and I mean, that's a huge hiccup by the organization. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Winnipeg, like when they played Anaheim, they played the full lineup. Like I don't know why they did. I think it was very bold of them. Fortunately, I don't think they. No, Nemesnikov, he got hurt in that game,
Oh, Nemesnikov is hurt
but
too?
he did return in the
Oh,
game as well.
never mind.
But like even like those type of risks, I don't really understand. Especially like when you're playing a team that has nothing to lose, like Anaheim did, like Nashville did, like Pittsburgh did. It's just odd to me. I mean, I kind of like the approach Carolina took. Like Carolina, they sat like all their stars in. I mean, sure, it gave Montreal a playoff spot, but you know, Carolina's going into the playoffs with a healthy, fresh, perfect lineup, and you
yeah, I
know
think
they're benefiting
I
from
don't
it.
think Montreal's a team that they got to worry about either if they do
No,
meet them in the
absolutely
playoffs
not.
somehow. And understandably, let's say a big team who's got some big, tough, heavy hitters, they come in, then yeah, go ahead and play your stars just to make sure you knock them out of the playoffs because you got to act like that's a playoff game too. But when
Yeah,
you're
for
playing a
sure.
team that doesn't really matter, I mean, let's say they Montreal gets lucky enough to end up take down Washington and they end up meeting Carolina in the playoffs. It's not something that you're going to be too scared about.
No, absolutely not.
Something else about, like, I want to go off of how you mentioned Carolina rested people and they're going to have fresh guys. Colorado's last game, like their final regular season game, was Sunday. So they're
Yeah,
getting almost a full week off. Whereas Dallas, their last game was Wednesday. So yeah, they're still getting like 2, 3 days of rest. Really only two. But your opponent is getting almost a week. So you want to make sure you're keeping your guys as fresh as possible because you're going up against a well rested Colorado team.
yeah, definitely.
And another injury that they have to deal with too is Miro Heiskanen, who I believe is only guaranteed to miss game one. I could be wrong. He could be out for the majority of the series. Um, but yeah, their depth is going to really be tested here with two of their top players missing.
I
Definitely.
definitely agree. Um, I'm just looking right now. Miro Heiskanen actually took the ice today,
Oh, that's good for them.
so it was his first time since injury
So
being on the ice.
it's still going to be a bit probably then because he's been out since before Four Nations. Like he missed the Four Nations face off with
Yes,
this injury.
yes.
So, um,
So Miro Heiskanen is officially out game one,
okay, nothing after that, like I thought.
and there's no changes on his status per Pete DeBoer.
All right. I'm not going to take predictions here for this series because we've got our bracket video coming out tomorrow. So like our predictions are there. This
If
was,
you want to see who we have winning, watch that.
yes, please watch it. 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Ryan, you look so angry. Your resting
What the?
face. Your resting face. You look so angry for a second.
I'm just thinking about the other series right now. I'm trying to I'm
You
trying
look
to
like
think
a
about them.
combination of thinking and mad.
He's dialed right now.
Well, here's the thing. I'm dialed in and the Pens aren't in the playoffs. So if you want to say I'm mad, then we'll go with that. But
Dialed
Just
all the
wait
way
till
to the
next
beginning.
year. By the way, next year you can't leave because we have to go to game one or game three, depending on what day.
We don't know
if we
when
if we make it,
he only left because of Easter.
When we make it. Trust.
When is
Big
Easter
trust.
next year?
I don't know. I hope so. Okay. Also, by the way, they mentioned something on the broadcast last night. I don't know if you hear that, but my dad was telling me about it because obviously I couldn't hear it. But um, if Sydney plays for 4 more years, right? and which is not out of the market,
I know
right?
what you're gonna
He
say.
plays for 4 more years and registers at least 70 points in those 4 years, he will be officially in second place in NHL all-time points.
That's nuts.
So
All he needs
behind
is
Gretzky.
70.
70
Ev-
each.
70 for the next 4 years consistently. Now, can't rule out Sid. I wouldn't be surprised if he does
I
it, but I
literally
also wouldn't be
cannot
surprised if
rule. I literally would not be
oh,
surprised if he broke that. He
I
so
wouldn't
broke
I
I
all
wouldn't
of
mean,
it.
be surprised if he played 4 more years. Like
I
I
didn't
know
even want to be surprised
it
with
was only
that.
2 years on that extension, but he probably like he'll be 40 by the time this contract is up. He probably wants to see how he's feeling at age 40, and then if he feels like he's still got some time left in him, then I'm sure he'll tell the team like, "Hey, let me back."
He'll probably
I'll
just
be
do
like,
like
"Yes,
1 year
please."
deals.
Yeah. Um so we'll see with that. Any other final thoughts on Dallas, Colorado before we jump back to Winnipeg and St. Louis?
I'm so excited for that
Me
series. It's gonna
too.
be good.
it's gonna be fun.
Getting the popcorn out tomorrow. I'm so hype.
I'm
Okay.
having the popcorn out every night. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, guys,
I
we're
think
the
I'm gonna be missing it. I got WrestleMania tomorrow that I have to watch.
No, we gotta
Yeah.
somehow find like have two
Oh,
screens
my
up.
phone is ready. My phone is ready. It's
so
gonna be on the phone. Don't worry.
guys. Do I wear the McKinnon shirt or the second shirt tomorrow?
Wait, you have both? I didn't know you had either of those.
Yeah, I
You
think
should
the
have
McKin.
wore to the podcast, whichever one you think is gonna win the series.
I'm not gonna spoil what he picked in his bracket video. Let's keep the bracket spoilers to a minimum here.
All I'm gonna
Okay?
Yeah.
say is
Don't that that, that
I'll wear one of them.
Okay, okay. There we go.
Wait, actually, no. The McKinnon shirt's in Tennessee, I think. So I think it got was second.
Oh no. Um, is that a spoiler? Is that not a spoiler? Who knows? Watch the bracket
I
video.
I don't
guess the
know.
world may never know.
We'll see
The
if that's
world
good or
will know
bad.
at
You'll find
10
out at 10 a.m. if that's good or bad.
Moving on, the other series starting tomorrow, Winnipeg, St. Louis.
Let's go, Blues.
Is
Oh,
that also a spoiler? The world may never
I
know.
used to own a
world may
Blues
never
jersey, but
know.
it doesn't fit me anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Sadly.
I
Was
want
there
a happy Jesse Pollock. That's what I want.
happy
Listen,
Jesse
the Winnipeg
Pollock?
whiteout to set the tone for the playoffs is
Oh,
such a great idea.
It's
that's pretty good.
that's why I'm so excited to have that
The
on.
Winnipeg
It's gonna be
whiteout setting the tone, that's
Listen,
such a
out of
good.
the four series, because like I know our most anticipated are the Brandon Bowl, LA, Edmonton, Battle of Ontario, Battle of Florida. Those are our four most anticipated. Out of our four least anticipated, I think this one's the best.
Yeah.
Like
honestly, this
it's
is like
still
a
going to be a
top
really
two
good series.
series for me
Really?
in the entire playoffs
Okay.
because of how underdog the Blues are. I will not be surprised if this goes to 7. I know how good Winnipeg is,
I
but the
like it.
Blues can. I like it. I
I
think it's
want to
gonna be
see
fun.
I want to see Bennington fight someone.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
He's gonna. I saw the clip of Mark, freaking Fleury, the other day,
Mark
and he
freaking
was, yeah, Mark freaking Fleury, and he was, oh gosh, and it was him mic'd up as he was going to fight Bennington because
Yeah.
Bennington was all, and he's like, and the ref's like, we're not doing that. He's like, come on, the kid always wants to fight somebody. Just give me something, give me
I
something.
like how
Uh,
he was also like, it'd be fun, no? It'd be fun, no?
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
would be
right.
fun. Give the people what they want.
I know. Oh, it's sad he's not gonna play in any of this. He's probably not gonna play for.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, we'll see.
We'll
We'll see.
see.
We'll get to that series
All
in a
it
bit
takes is
here.
all it takes is one injury in warm-ups of game one, and
I don't know if we want to wish upon that for anybody, but
No,
well, no,
let's reel it back to
I'm just
Winnipeg and St.
speaking,
Louis here.
missing
Um,
game one, Jeff Zakoff or Louis Domingue.
uh, anyways,
Ooh.
Louis Domingue.
or when Fleury came in after Murray got hurt before game one against Columbus.
That too.
That's what I was thinking because
I
of,
forgot that happened.
yeah,
Has a goalie always been hurt every time we've gone on a playoff run?
I don't know. I just remember being in Maryland watching game one. I was at my cousin's house and I see on the TV, Matt Murray's hurt. Marc-Andre Fleury's in it. I'm like, oh no. And then Fleury just went bananas.
Imagine saying, "Oh no," that Marc-Andre
I
Fleury
said,
is like
oh
starting
no.
goalie.
I mean, with how good
Red.
Murray was, with how good Murray was, I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
yeah,
It
but
was
it's
definitely.
prime
below.
Matt Murray. It was Murray's peak, and that was his rookie year.
Murray's prime and Flurry though, like you can't go wrong.
No, I was
We
so
couldn't
wrong.
go
I was
wrong in
like,
those playoff series.
okay, back to this year with Winnipeg and St. Louis. We've already gotten off track like 5 times. Nikolai Ehlers is week to week with a foot injury, so Winnipeg will be without him. That is a major loss for them.
Well, good news for even better news for St. Louis. Robert Thomas is back for game one,
Oh,
so
I'm
they get their
guessing,
star back.
I'm pretty sure Dylan Holloway is not back yet,
Dylan
though.
Holloway is not.
Yeah, so we got injuries on both sides. Um, that I think the injuries is a big part of why the series is not just going to be like a sweep or a 5 game finish for Winnipeg.
There's only I will say there's only one series of the entire playoffs I think is going to be a sweep.
I can't remember which one you said, but
Wasn't in the first round. I'll say that.
oh, was it that one?
Yeah,
But it was
I don't
okay.
know.
good.
Exactly. You'll find
We'll
out.
find out
Shoot
at 10
shoot
a.m.
me
tomorrow. St.
shoot
Louis
me a
coming to
text.
town.
Shoot me a text.
Okay, Nick will shoot you a text while I talk about goalies here. We've got the rematch of the Four Nations goalies here. Except it's reversed this time because we got Connor Hellebuck representing the team from Canada and Jordan Binnington representing the team from the United States. Are you just putting that
That's gonna be
together?
really
I'm
it's gonna be
thinking of
really
like
cool.
I'm thinking of what.
Just keep thinking. Um, After
No,
Binnington's performance in the Four Nations, and this 12 game winning streak, I think he's got a lot of confidence right now. And I think seeing him dial up his play in the Four Nations, which was a playoff type atmosphere, I don't remember what you said. See,
yeah.
dial it up again in these playoffs.
Ryan's reaction is
He's gonna steal some
insane.
games for St. Louis.
Holy Nick.
I don't remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, now I do remember you saying that. That's
It's like
right.
bonkers, dude.
Uh, find out at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're teasing this
Yeah,
so
we're
much.
not telling you.
10 a.m. Santa's coming to town. You know, this is kind of like Christmas Eve, but like,
It really is. I actually was so excited when I went to bed last night. I'm like, even though like I've got
It's
so much work to do with all of our content we're making, I'm just so excited. I'm so
yeah,
excited to
but
come in
like
today.
you're excited
it
to make the content and do it
Yeah,
because it's for the
it
love of the
doesn't
game.
I'm so
it
excited.
feels like Christmas Eve because all the games are so spread out. I just kind of
Yeah.
wanted to get bombarded with games tomorrow. You know what
Me
I
too.
mean?
I wanted a 4 game slate tomorrow, not a 2 game slate.
I know we got 2 game slates the first 2 days. Mm.
Did you see? I don't know. It was Vegas, Minnesota. It's either game, I forget what game it was. Starts at 11 p.m. Eastern on like a Tuesday. I will be up watching that whole game.
Wait, what? What
Yeah,
series?
one of the series, Vegas, Minnesota. One of the games in Vegas starts at 8 p.m. Vegas time, which is
Why?
11 p.m. Eastern.
Why?
For the
Dude, it's
love
gonna
of
be
the
like a
game.
2:40. It's gonna be like a 2:45, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if this
Game
game goes
one.
into overtime.
No, game two. Game two on Tuesday in Vegas starts at 11 p.m.
They're playing game 2 when Tampa and Florida are playing game 1 that day. That's nuts. Okay,
Imagine
back on track here, guys.
I
I'm gonna be
will
up all
be
night.
there.
I need to get your thoughts on both of your thoughts on Winnipeg and St. Louis here. I've given my thoughts.
I forgot we
Oh,
get like
it's
Mostly
we could
goalie
be watching hockey for like 8 hours. Oh, let's
it's gonna be
go!
it's gonna be a really fast-paced series.
I heart the
And the
Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay, let Ryan talk.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're
The
fine. I'm
series.
just saying, all I'm saying is this is gonna be a really fast-paced series. It's gonna be really fun. The Winnipeg Whiteout's gonna be sick. This is honestly one of the most hyped like series, like the one of the most series that I'm hyped for. I mean, I just love seeing Winnipeg in the playoffs. It's gonna be fun, and it's one of those ones where you don't know where it's gonna go. And like the Blues asked them 2 months ago if they were gonna think they're gonna be in the playoffs. No, so the fans are gonna be hyping St. Louis. It's no whiteout, but I'm sure the St. Louis Blues fans are gonna be going wild, and they're gonna want it just as much as any other team does. So it's gonna be so fun to watch it from both sides. And honestly, as much as we'll find out who I want to win tomorrow, but as much, whoever I want to win, it's gonna be fun either way. It doesn't matter who wins, and you just don't know. I mean, it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just got like a huge rush of like excitement. Like I feel like when your team, when like your main team, I should say, is not in the playoffs, you can just enjoy it
Yeah,
so
like
much
as
more.
much as I've got my teams I don't want to win, example Washington Capitals, um, I'm just so excited to just sit back and watch and not really have to stress that much and put that
Yeah.
kind of stress on my heart
I
because my
mean,
heart rate goes like this in the playoffs when the Penguins are in it.
there's
Um,
one series that I'm still gonna be like that,
yeah, we
obviously.
know, but
But the rest of them, I'm just gonna be. I mean, I will be like actively cheering for Montreal just because I want the Caps out.
oh, true.
But like the rest of the series, like the other six series, I don't, I don't care, dude. I'm just gonna have fun.
When does Toronto play?
The first game is Sunday night,
Oh.
and I will be watching.
Oh, I'm gonna be watching too. Nick, any thoughts from you on Winnipeg and St. Louis before we move on to the
Like I
next
said,
series?
dude, I'm just excited. Like, yeah, like I keep in mind, I'm not spoiling my bracket here because like I pick unbiasedly in my brackets, but I really want St. Louis. Well, I might be. Who knows? I really want St. Louis to win this series because I do like the Blues. Um, so like I'll be like it's one of those things where like I'll be cheering for the Blues, but like I won't be like sad if they lose, sort of thing.
Yeah, if the Blues win,
Like I'll
even
be
if the Blues
happy.
don't win, do we think this will somehow start brewing a little, or they might start pushing like a little rivalry between Bennington and Hellebuck since we got that Four Nations matchup? They're playing each other again.
That's a great question. I actually don't know.
I
Little
think
goalie
it de
rivalry here?
it depends on there's no question about Hellebuck, but it depends on how consistent Bennington is.
Yeah,
Depending on after how this playoffs go, I mean, he might be playing all the way till June. He might be out in a few days,
yeah,
and you got to see how consistent he is. And if he does continue and he plays a while, or even if he doesn't, but he keeps consistent, and in October we see him playing the same way he's playing right now, then yeah, I think we could definitely think that there's a bit of a rivalry there, but it just all depends on how he really plays.
yeah. I feel like Bennington's the big X factor of this series here, in my opinion, for St. Louis.
Hmm.
Um, if he can be consistent, like how he's been since Four Nations, I think it'll be like a 6 or 7 series. But if he plays like how he did the first half of the season, I think Jets got this in 5, maybe. I don't know. I don't even remember what I picked, honestly. I'm
You
just
just
like,
spoiled part of your bracket, I
I
think.
don't even know if I picked it in that. I don't know my official predictions were. I'm just like spitting out numbers right now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't. I couldn't write my bracket down right now.
I honestly couldn't either.
No way, you have to remember it so you can enter it into the website. Oh, I guess it'll be out at 10 a.m. You could just watch yourself.
I have a picture too. So
Oh yeah, you took a picture. You literally sent it to me. Um, moving on now. We've got Vegas and Minnesota. I almost said Montreal. Um, Vegas won the Pacific. Montreal got that first wild card, so they don't have to play Winnipeg, but still playing Vegas is a gauntlet. Ryan, thoughts?
Oh, I mean, I don't even know. I think this is a tough series. I think this is one of the ones that I'm not too excited about. Um, I mean, you have two cities. You have Vegas and it's Minnesota, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Vegas. You have Vegas. They've honestly, since they've came in the league, they've been a powerhouse. Like they're really quiet, like from October to like January, but from kind of February on, they brew up something in Vegas that they just. I mean, they're just such a powerhouse team, and it's one of those teams that you just can't count out in the first round. But I don't know. Minnesota about a few weeks ago, you looked at them, you're like, yeah, they're gonna have a playoff spot, and then they kind of tanked the last few games. They don't play as well as you'd think they would play, and of course, you can kind of look at this series and definitely think that it's leaning one way. Um, but I don't know, I'm just really hoping for a spark out of Minnesota's side because I I'm not expecting much from Minnesota. It's one of those series you're not expecting much about, but I'm hoping it's something special can happen. I don't know. Of course, you
Yeah.
can't get that series, but this would be nice to see something brew from Minnesota.
Yeah, I think a big thing for both teams that is that they're both healthy now. Like Vegas doesn't have a lot of injuries, at least that I'm aware of. I think Alex Petrangelo is the only question mark because he sat out of Four Nations. He should be back though. And then Minnesota just got Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek back last week, and they've already been huge contributors. So it'll, I mean, Minnesota is going to put up a fight, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a fight. My voice just went high for no reason
I
there.
saw that. Look that.
Um, we were talking about Flurry earlier. Don't think he's going to start, but if Gustafson gets like absolutely destroyed in the first game or two, could we see Flurry come
Yes,
in?
no question.
Do you think then they
Yeah, I
would
think.
start Flurry in a game?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I don't think they'd be afraid to. I don't know why you would be. I mean, I get like, yeah, he's older, but like, you know how he plays in the playoffs.
no,
You
I
know the
mean, especially
accolades.
playing
Oh
the
yeah.
playing the
Playing in
first two
Vegas
games in
too.
Vegas. Yeah, I mean, I think Fleury obviously is in his prime, but he's
Oh
definitely
no.
not a bad goalie, and by any stretch whatsoever. And let's say first two games don't go so well for Minnesota. I mean, I would not be surprised at all if we see game three Fleury starting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Even if it's not terrible, like if Gustafson, maybe lets up 3-4 goals a game. And let's say it's a 4-2 win or a 4-1 win, honestly, even 4-3 win, but he looks shaky. You got nothing to lose. I mean, you're playing a hardcore Vegas team that no matter, depending on however the games go, now, of course, if Gustin plays well, they end up taking maybe one or unbelievably two in Vegas. Then, of course, we know who's going to be the starter. But they end up dropping two. I'm not going to be surprised at all if Fleury starts.
Yeah. And I know for years Minnesota keeps being a first round exit. So Wild fans are like, oh my gosh, this team's such a disappointment. If they're a first round exit again this year, I don't think they should be disappointed because they have a ton of talent on that team. And next year they're going to be free of those Parise and
yeah,
Springer contracts. And then like Minnesota's like, okay, finally we can spend money here. Let's build our roster so we can go on a run. Not just get out of the
Yeah.
first round, go on a run. They will be able to spend money and have the be able to build around Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek. So Wild fans, if somehow you find this playoff preview, don't be disappointed if you lose in the first round. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be disappointed that your team lost, but you got a bright future ahead of you.
no, they definitely do. And I mean, another thing I just want to point out, like Minnesota had a great start to the season. The only reason why they fell off, in my opinion, is because of all the injuries that they had
Yeah,
to deal with.
100%.
So you're getting this team back healthy. Like Vegas is Vegas, don't get me wrong, but I so many people are putting Minnesota like, oh, it's gonna be like 5 games, 6 games at the most. I can easily see Vegas. I can easily see Minnesota with a full healthy roster taking this to 7. I mean, like that is like with injuries, with players healthy. Excuse me. I just don't feel. I just really feel like people don't give Minnesota enough credit. Because, like I said, they were the best team in the NHL like at the beginning of the year, and just with them being healthy and getting more healthy, I mean, we saw the impacts that Eriksson Ek and Kaprizov had immediately since they rejoined the lineup the past few games. If they can provide that spark in the playoffs, this series is gonna be a lot closer than people think. Um, I I just can't count out Minnesota like what people are doing. I just can't. I still think it's going to be a great series. I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, I gave my prediction of who's going to win and how many games, but I'm saying I just can't count out Minnesota with their team healthy. I just can't.
Yeah, that's a completely valid point. I totally agree.
I mean, even going back to the St. Louis series, like we saw how good St. Louis can be when they're at the top. That's what I mean. This playoffs is so unpredictable. You, especially in the West, I feel like any team, any of those eight
I feel
teams,
like the West is just so much more contested than
like
the
any of
East.
those eight teams can beat each other, I feel.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll go on to the final series in the West now. Um, I don't really want to say the big one because like Dallas, Colorado, we already said that was cinema. But for the fourth straight year, we've got the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Important note here, hang on. I need to have this official thing or record. LA Kings home. Okay. Um no, just give me their home record. Okay. I got it. So LA has home ice in this series.
Correct.
That is huge. It's very key because LA at home this season 31 6 and 4.
Yeah, LA has been insane at Crypto.com Arena this year.
Obviously going into Edmonton is extremely difficult to play.
Oh yeah.
But
Going into any Canadian city in the playoffs is difficult, let's be honest.
we've mentioned it several times on this podcast. If LA has a chance to beat Edmonton, this is the year.
Yeah, I think that home ice advantage, like you said, is going to be key, especially if this goes seven.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw how Edmonton's been playing recently, and with their injuries and things, it's
Hmm.
this team is nowhere near where they were in the Stanley Cup Finals last year. This
No.
is not the same Edmonton Oilers team. We cannot look at this like, oh, Edmonton's gonna. I know I saw some of the TSN boys and some guys from Hockey Night in Canada. They actually made their bracket predictions. They did the difference between them in the start of the season and the difference in to how it is now. They did it. They filmed it yesterday and the drastic change between, I mean, especially Edmonton in the beginning of the year towards October, it's like, who is this team? What is going
Yeah.
on? And they have just not, it's not like they played a phenomenal like stint and they played fantastic and kind of fell off. They have been shaky all year long. And having an LA team that can play well at home, and of course, like you said, playing at Edmonton is really, really tough. But this is the best Kings team we've seen, and this is the worst Oilers team we've seen
Yeah.
in 4 years as this
Hmm.
series has been going along. And like you said, if there's any time for LA to really push it forward, of course they got to play good because Edmonton's gonna come out good no matter what, no matter how bad they are. But they're it's gonna be a fun series, and like you said, I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised if this goes 6 or 7, and definitely either way.
Yeah, one thing I just want to pull up here. LA is 8-2 in the last 10 games. Edmonton is 7-3, even with all those injuries.
Wow.
So you're getting two like hot teams heading into the playoffs.
That's I didn't know Edmonton was that good lately,
Yeah, I
to
didn't
be
realize
completely
that either.
honest.
And even with like
Um,
all their injuries, they're still
yeah.
7-3 in the last 10 games. And LA's 8-2. Like you're getting, like I said, two super hot teams heading in, competing against each other here.
Yeah, but Connor and Leon are definitely going to dial it up. There's no doubt about that.
And LA's has been so good on home ice. So like,
Yeah, but
I feel like that's the series that absolutely could go either way.
but LA's got Darcy Kemper. Darcy Kemper is a Stanley Cup winning goaltender.
But they got Stuart Skinner, who played phenomenal last year.
Can they rely on him to be good again this year though?
Can they rely on Kim for?
Yeah, you can. Have you seen his stats? His stats are pretty good actually.
I know.
They're a lot better than Skinner, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Skinner also does play good in the playoffs.
Who knows? Darcy Kemper is second in goals against average and third in save percentage.
Oh, uh,
I don't know. I
okay.
think I think with the team that's revolved around him, there are a lot of young guys, and That's what I think is going to be tough for the Kings is,
Mm.
this is it's not like it's extremely new, but the playoffs is definitely a new thing for them. And like for not the Kings overall in general, but the roster. I mean, the guys are young and now they're playing such a veteran Edmonton Oilers that this is gonna be, I mean, I don't like looking at it and being like, oh, Edmonton's like this in the playoffs or whatever, and Kings are like this in the playoffs. It's gonna be so tough for the Kings to match up with Edmonton, but they could definitely do it. So
Yeah. I just would like to point out the stats of the Edmonton goalies because Pickard's been in lately because Skinner was hurt.
Hmm.
Calvin Pickard is 21st in the NHL in goals against average with 271. Stuart Skinner is 31st with 281. And then for save percentage, um, Pickard is where are you? One moment, guys. 30th with 900. Skinner's 37th with 896.
It's
So
a playoffs that count.
it is the playoffs that count. Playoffs are a brand new season, but I just at this moment, I personally have more faith in Darcy Kemper than either of the Edmonton
I
goalies.
mean, that's definitely fair, but
And sorry, another thing that's important to note: Matthias Ekholm is going to be out for the Oilers for a bit, and that's a big piece on their defense.
it definitely is. But that's also why you went out and acquired Jake Wallman.
Isn't he hurt too, though?
Is he still?
He might be. I will get an update on
Oh,
that.
I didn't. Edmonton has too many players out that like I can't think. But I know like go ahead.
No, go ahead. I thought I had something, but I didn't.
I don't know. I just can't think of like all who's gonna be out injured. I want to see if I
At
can.
least a week ago, he was on LTIR.
I want to see if I can find.
Um,
Oh, sounds like there are no injury issues for Edmonton heading into the playoffs.
other than Ekholm, he's not even expected to be available in the entire round.
Oh, sorry. Besides Ekholm, there's another defenseman who is unknown. That might be questionable.
Like the defenseman is unknown, or
Yeah,
do
he
we?
did not name the defenseman. He just said
Um,
one of our defensemen is also
I want to bet
questionable,
that's Wallman.
possibly. Evander Kane is back though.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, well, that's a new development.
Evander Kane is returning to the lineup for game one.
wow.
Hmm.
Oof.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Um, well, it'll be a fun series. And that one's going to be a really late start, which will be really annoying. But are we going to stay up and watch it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't wait to be sleep deprived for like the next 2 months. Um, let's jump over now to the Eastern Conference, unless we have any other thoughts about LA
No,
Edmonton.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
All right. Washington and Montreal then.
C'est la boue!
Jake is not here to gloat right now about his Montreal pick. We're gonna let that piece set in. Um, but they just squeezed in there. Last game of the season, they clinched.
Montreal was 7-1-2 in the last 10 games, by the way. So they're also entering the playoffs really hot.
Yeah. I think Logan Thompson should be back for
I think so.
Washington, but so he'll definitely be a big challenge for Montreal.
Yeah, but they have Cole Caulfield.
They do have Cole Caulfield.
They got
Yeah,
they
I
got
don't.
Arbor Shakai and Tom Wilson round one.
Ooh, that'll be
Yes,
fun.
please.
Yeah, this series is, I mean, it's hard to count out Washington. It's really hard to count out Washington.
Oh, of course.
But I mean, of course we're going to be rooting against them,
Yes.
but I mean, this is not going to be a squash fest.
No, none of
The-
these series are gonna be squash fest. Literally none
I
of
don't,
them.
it's weird because I don't know what to say for this series because you're not going to be surprised either. I mean, okay, you might be a little bit surprised depending on how Montreal But if Montreal comes out hot and takes one of the first few games, maybe, you know what I mean, and starts playing their game that they've played the last 10 games, I'm not gonna be, I'll be like, all right, good for you. I'm not gonna be like, holy cow, Montreal's doing the unthinkable, because I don't think Washington's as good as a team as some people may put them.
I
I
agree.
mean,
Yeah.
because they're so centered around Ovi, and like with Ovi breaking that record, it's like, wow, Washington's the team. But besides that, they're they're an average team heading into the playoffs that I think a lot of these teams could beat.
And a
I
lot of the teams, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if you were actually about to say this. I think that even though Washington was in the playoffs last year, I think there's still a ton of players on that roster who lack playoff experience.
Okay, we were about to say the exact same thing.
But that's the story on both sides because not a lot of these players on Montreal right now were a part of that cup final team in 2021.
Hmm.
They've got a lot of young players. Slavkovsky was drafted the very next year. Cole Caulfield, don't think
Wait, no, wasn't
I think
Slavkovsky 2020?
no, he was
Oh, that's
2022.
Owen Power. Yep, you're
2020 was
right, you're
Owen
right.
Power. Um,
Literally most forgettable first overall pick in
um,
NHL history.
who knows?
Owen Power.
I don't even know who this year's first overall is going to be. And
Well, this year there's a few different guys it could be. Well, it's gonna be
Is McKenna going this year or next year?
next
next
year
year,
because then it goes McKenna and
Ugh.
then DuPont. So
All right, let's
uh,
tank again, guys. Come on. Let's tank
um,
McKenna and
again.
DuPont with Sid. Oh,
um, but yeah, neither side. I mean, there are more guys on Washington who have that experience. You got Wilson, you've got Carlson, you've got
Ovechkin.
Ovi, obviously. You've got Logan
Yeah,
Thompson as well. They all have the playoff experience, certainly more than Montreal has, but down the lineup, not everyone on that team has experience.
yeah, like Connor McMichael, Alexi Protas. Uh, they don't have that much
Is
experience.
Protus back? Because I know he was injured for a bit.
I think so. I think so. Was Protas in the game last night, Ryan?
Ew.
21 Capitals.
I think so. I know McMichael was because he was really mad going to the box and he was sitting right by me. It was really funny.
Okay, I don't know if Protas played last night. Um,
I don't think he has because 22 hours ago there's an article that said he hasn't yet resumed on ice work.
okay.
So he
So
could be
no,
back
There's
for
our
their
answer.
he could be back for their game on Monday, but
yeah.
he doesn't have. Yeah, I mean he had a great year. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, for sure.
um, he doesn't have the experience of playing at the level he is at right now in the playoffs. So
I feel like this series is going to come down to two big things, and that's like besides experience, which we've said already, but coaching.
mm,
Because Marty St. Louis has been dynamite as a head coach since he's taken the helm, and so has Spencer Carberry. So these are
Yeah.
two very solid, technically not young in terms of age, but young in terms of how long they've been coaching. Two young NHL coaches, like new, and both have not like experienced. I don't think Carberry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Carberry's not been to the second round with the Caps, right?
no, I think last year
I
was
don't
his
think so,
first
no.
year.
Yes, that's what I thought. Thank you. So you have two young coaches who, well, obviously not age-wise, but I said that.
Yeah,
Um,
two.
inexperienced coaches,
Yeah,
inexperienced at the playoffs coaches. I will say though, Carberry does have AHL experience, winning the Calder Cup with the Hershey Bears. Um, and Marty St. Louis obviously has won a Stanley Cup with Tampa Bay. Um, so right, Marty St. Louis was on the 2016, right?
I mean 2004.
Four,
I think so.
I think so. Um, so yeah, I think this is, and Marty St. Louis obviously does have the playoff experience as a player as well, as we know since we're Penguins fans when it's time with the Rangers. Um, so this is gonna be really interesting to see how both of these coaches kind of how they like get their players
Yeah, he
to
won the cup 04.
play,
He won the cup 04.
you know, in the playoffs, because you have Carberry with his AHL winning the championship in that league, in the AHL's experience, whereas St. Louis has his Stanley Cup playoff experience as a player.
You got to
So
remember though that it's a different league than it was
I
21
definitely
years
no
ago.
no I absolutely agree with you. But like Money St. Louis, like he still played in the playoffs like 10 years ago and stuff because he was with the Rangers when they beat the
True.
Pens. Um, so it's just really I'm really curious to see how like both coaches go about their way with coaching these young players and inexperienced players in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
agreed.
go ahead.
Oh, I just said agreed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, Now to the other Metro series. There are only three Metro teams in the playoffs this year, which is kind of crazy to me because years ago the Metro was an absolute powerhouse, but
That's the Central now.
that is the Central now. And honestly could be the Atlantic too. Both of those teams
Yeah.
or both those divisions nuts. Carolina, New Jersey. I don't know how in depth we want to go in this one because I think we can all agree that this is our least anticipated series out of all of them.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, unless you're a Carolina or New Jersey fan, you're
Yeah, but we're
you're
not
not really
either,
going to be.
so
Yeah, you're not going to be really watching this series. I don't know. Just New Jersey dealing with some injuries and I mean Carolina just dishing out players receiving and then just throwing them away. I mean, this is not an exciting series. I mean, it'll be kind of neat to see who comes out of it and just to look towards the second. I mean, just look towards the second series,
I
but
think we know who's going to come out of this series. I don't think there's a
yeah,
secret here.
hmm
it just, I just want to see how it goes and that's
It's
about
really,
it. It's not.
yeah, New Jersey really just got unlucky in the last couple of
it's
months
not even
because
that New Jersey's a bad team. It's really
no.
just injuries.
Yeah, like if Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton were in, I'd say that the series is going to be
Well,
a lot closer.
Dougie Hamilton will be back.
He will?
Yes,
Since when?
since yesterday.
Oh, can let me double check that. You
I
keep
don't know
talking.
that.
Dougie Hamilton will be back.
You keep talking, I'll check it.
Um, Obviously they're not gonna have Jack Hughes, which sucks. He's the biggest loss I think for any team in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
guess double Dougie Hamilton is gonna come back.
I just think Jack Hughes is such a big loss for this team. That's gonna be such a tough hill to climb. I'm not saying it's
Oh, he
impossible.
played last night.
He did. He
I'm
did.
so out of the loop. Sorry,
Now
guys.
we've seen crazier things happen. Could they pull off a miracle without Jack Hughes? Maybe, maybe not. Stay tuned to see if any of us have that or not. But I just think the loss of Jack Hughes is too big of a mountain to climb. But
hmm
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we can't predict the future, so we try, but we can't. But well, we'll see what happens. That's why we watch the games because you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If they can somehow get out of this first round despite their injuries, um, does your view, I want to especially ask you, Nick, as a Leafs fan, does your view of Sheldon Keefe change? Because as an NHL head coach, Sheldon Keefe has not missed the playoffs, but he's only made it to the second round once.
I mean, I always thought Sheldon Keefe was a good coach for the Leafs. Honestly, I I think that the Leafs just have bad luck as a whole. Um, I kind of put it more down as like the players need to show up, but I don't know. I mean, if they do get out of the first round, I will say I'd be a bit more like it would definitely more prove that Keefe is a good coach, but I still think, it I don't know, like it's just gonna be a tough hill to climb, I think, for New Jersey.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, Speaking of Toronto, we'll go on to that series now. Toronto won the Atlantic Division. Um, Nick is looking a little evil right now. And they get to play Brady Kachuk, playoff Brady. I'm so excited. And the Ottawa Senators. After seeing Brady in the playoff type atmosphere in Four Nations, I just know he's gonna go nuts and go crazy, and I am so excited.
I can already tell that I'm going to very strong. This Brady Kachuk's gonna become one of my least favorite players in the NHL after this series. I just already can tell he's gonna do something so
Yeah.
boneheaded to a Leafs player that I'm gonna not like him after this series.
You're gonna like him again though next February for the
Well,
Olympics.
yes, but I can just tell he's gonna become like one of my least favorite players in the NHL after this series. I can just already feel it.
Yeah. And I might sound really stupid in about 2 weeks, but Toronto fans, be ready for the unexpected. Like seriously,
Oh, I
this
am.
this Ottawa team is not who most people, I mean, they are good and against the Leafs as well. I mean, it's a Canadian crowd no matter what. And looking at these two teams, Ottawa playing Toronto this season with these specific lineups, Ottawa is has won seven out of not this season, but this season and the previous, and like Ottawa's won, I believe, seven out of the last 10 when they meet with Toronto. And,
Oof.
it's now, don't get me wrong. That does, honestly, when it's playoff hockey, it doesn't matter.
It
Stats
doesn't
really don't
matter.
matter that much. But throw everything out the window. Both of these teams are really good, but you know how Toronto is in playoffs. I'm for Toronto fans and for Nick in general. I'm praying to God that that does not happen this year, and Toronto can put something out there for the NHL and stuff like that. But Ottawa, this team is way better than people put it, and
No, I
it's gonna be
definitely agree with
scary.
you. I definitely agree with you, which is why, like,
I
I don't
think
say like
Toronto was gonna get a tough matchup, no matter where they finished or who finished
that
below
Atlantic
them.
division's tough.
I
Like,
just
even
said
like with
I think they might be the
Montreal,
toughest division.
even with Montreal, like you cannot. That's just why I love this year's playoffs so much. You can't count any of the 16 teams out. Like even New Jersey, you can't count anyone out.
I think it's
Any of them can win this
I
year.
think it's also so wonderful that I don't think it's a very high possibility, but there is a possibility we could get the Kachuk Bowl in the second round. If we get that, I know it'll make you sad because Toronto will be out. But if we get it, oh my gosh, I
It's gonna be
would.
I'm
awesome.
It'd be so great. Um,
They didn't.
but
It'd be really tough to see both those teams win.
staying on this series, I want to have another goalie talk because Toronto's big issue last year was goaltending with Samsonov and Wall. And denying that
Lucas
Wall
Samsonov.
I'm not denying that Wall is a bad goalie. I think
Oh,
he
he
was
was such a
better than
bum.
Samsonov. But now they got Stolarz, who's better than Wall, but Toronto's going up against Ullmark, who I'm pretty sure they were able to best against Boston last year,
Yeah, it
which
was Swayman who we
which
couldn't
no,
beat.
which resulted in Swayman coming in and then Toronto losing.
Yeah.
Um, but that doesn't mean Ullmark is a bad goaltender. He's still going to be a tough opponent for the Leafs to face.
No, this will actually be like a good goaltending matchup because you're not relying on your like when they played Boston last year, right? It was like, oh, they had 1A, 1B. Like this, you just know who the goalies are going to be this series. If there's a question mark about goaltending, it's more on the Toronto side of you start Stolos or Wolf. For me, you obviously start Stolos,
I agree.
but you're not facing that. You don't know which goalie you're going to play on which night anymore that Toronto has been had like they faced last year. So knowing that you're just gonna be playing Allmark straight pretty much, and that you can prep for him, like you know how to like beat him
Mm.
because you did it last year. It was like you said, it was oh my gosh, Swayman was the goalie who gave you the problems last year. So the fact that you can just prepare for Allmark the whole time, you know how to beat him, should give the Leafs confidence, I want to say. Confidence that like, you only have to worry about preparing yourself, especially for the offense, that you only have to face, you should only prepare, like, you only, oh I'm sorry. I'm bad at speaking today. Holy cow. That you only have to prepare against one main goalie is, I feel like it'll help making prep for this series easier in terms of
Definitely.
getting the offense going, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you now. I got you.
Just the biggest question mark will be the physicality, which like that you really gonna have to prepare for.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned it before that you said the Leafs have guys to be physical,
Yeah, you
but
got
they just don't do it,
you got
and they
Domi,
have
who
to.
I think he just fought against Montreal a few nights ago.
Ty Domi's kid versus Keith Kachuk's kid.
Yeah,
This is
literally, you
pretty
have
cool.
that. Um, they're getting back Ekman Larson and oh my gosh, who was the other defenseman? Sorry, I'm
I don't
blanking.
know.
It's I just had it up.
Uh,
They're getting back.
So sorry.
Oh, Jake McCabe too. He's coming back. He'll
Uh,
be back for game one as well. So you're getting two solid guys who can play physical on the blue line. A solid defenseman. Um, and obviously you just have a great solid lineup, I think, for the Leafs. Um, Matthew Nyes. We know how he turns up in the playoffs. Seems to be the only Leaf that actually does that. Um, not this year though.
yeah,
Um,
they gotta all turn it up, prove themselves, especially Mitch Marner playing for a contract.
Marner, I think he finally broke the 100-point mark.
Yeah.
So that proves that I feel like that was it. It was a lot of people are like it's always the same thing every year. Marner gets 99 points, Leafs losing Game 7 in the first round. Now this year, Marner's broke 100 points, and they play the team that they beat in the first round in 2004. Let me
Yeah,
cook.
and
Let me cook.
not only that, but not just the Leafs, but now every team does not even have to worry about Boston being in the playoffs
Yeah,
because
Mm.
they're in the 10 spot and they're golfing right now with us.
they're below us,
So
and that's saying something.
I was about to say Brad and Sid are hitting the course, but then I remembered Brad is in Florida,
That is playing in the playoffs.
which we'll talk about
he knew
now,
what, yeah,
unless you guys have any other thoughts about Toronto and Ottawa.
no.
No, I'm good. All I'm gonna say is if we win, I'll be ecstatic. If we lose, be playing that Heartbreaks and 808s by Kanye for for about a week and a half.
Um, okay, and finally, last but definitely not least, the Battle of Florida, Tampa, Florida.
Florida.
Taylor
Sorry.
Swift reference. There you go.
Oh, I was referencing that last year when we made our bracket video because we made the bracket video after Tortured Poets came out, and Florida was like automatically my favorite song.
It
Such
is
a
a
good
banger.
song.
It is a
It's
banger.
still my favorite song from that album. I know you don't care for that album, Ryan, but it's such a good song.
It's a good song. It
Oh,
is.
I
Personally,
was blasting it after
I'm a
Florida
Fortnite
won
guy personally,
the
but
song.
it's my second favorite.
In two different ways, you are.
Yeah, because
Well, you like Posty.
Yeah.
of course.
He also
Also, okay. This is so unrelated, but his song with Morgan Wallen that just came out yesterday.
It's pretty good.
Oh, it's fire.
I need to
It's
listen to
fire.
it.
You
You
got
need
to
to
listen.
listen to it. Morgan Wallen and Posty cooked again.
Did you see Tate McRae is featured on one of the songs on Morgan Wallen's album?
Actually, yes,
Oh
I
yeah.
did.
Excited, guys. Oh, there's so much to be excited about right now. But let's actually talk about the series. Um, Florida. Matthew Tkachuk is back. So both the Tkachuks are
Ugh.
back. Um, he's gonna be a pest for Tampa, and I think
Him versus Hegel,
I
part
was
two.
gonna say that. I think him and Hagel are gonna go at it. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. Give me your thoughts, guys,
It's
because
it's
Go
gonna
Bolts
yeah.
for Tracy and for Jake.
yeah, I am wearing my Gensylvania shirt today.
You cannot count out Jake Gensel. This
No.
man is on an absolute heater like he's been the past few years. And Jake Gensel is Jake Gensel in the playoffs.
40
And
goals.
this kid he's not even a kid anymore. He's so good. And it's really just brought Tampa to another level.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. They were,
They needed the goal. Sorry. You wanna
yeah. Tampa.
Florida member,
Yeah.
Lundqvist.
You
I
got the
like
Florida
that
Florida,
kid.
member.
you got the Florida member, I got the Tampa member.
I
Yep.
got Point Park University.
Anyways, um, Tampa to me last year, I know they were in a wild card spot, and of course, we determined just because you're in a wild card spot doesn't mean like you're a terrible trash team. But they took a step back for me last year, and it was big losing Stamkos, but Gensel really filled in that spot.
Yeah,
He
that's what I was
really
gonna
got them
say.
back up to the level that they are used to being at.
No Stammer,
So,
no
Right.
problem.
yeah, no Stammer, no problem. The problem is in Nashville where Stammer is. But I also think Andre Vasilevsky is back to his classic Vazzy self
I mean, yeah,
and
but
is
playoff Bobrovsky
play
and play. Oh, that
okay.
goalie matchup's gonna go crazy. I'm
Just
It's the
expecting low.
16th. It is the 15th and 16th teams, and we still don't know who's going to come out with it. So it just
I'm
makes this whole thing just so much better.
I'm so sad we have to wait for this series and to start until Tuesday. Like,
That's so brutal.
ah,
Come on, Gary. Come on.
why, Gary? Why?
But the good news is we
Gary's
do.
not cooking.
The good news is though we do have Blues, Jets, Avs, Stars, Devils, Canes, Sens, Leafs, Wild, Golden Knights,
Is it a three-game day or a
Habs,
two-game on
Caps,
Monday?
Game 2 of Blues, Jets, Game 2 of Avs, Stars, and Game 1 of Oilers and Kings to hold us over until Tuesday.
I have another playoff matchup. Hold on.
Huh? Oh,
Give me a
where's he
second.
going?
Another playoff matchup. I gotta shout him out. I have to
Um,
shout him out. Erie's fit own Ryan's and Beer League team. The Erie Ice Wolves playing their first playoff game this Thursday.
oh my
So,
gosh.
so it's win or go home for Ryan and Ryan's dad. So
Right?
So Ryan and Ryan's dad
Yeah.
got to lock in.
they cooked with the jerseys though.
How did you get such nice jerseys?
Yeah,
That's
that's
insane.
that was my dad's team, and yeah. So we have first playoff game this
So when are we
Thursday.
getting the Have a Shift Day jerseys?
Oh, we gotta make them.
So cool.
The Have a Shift Day Beer League team will go crazy.
What's the logo gonna look like? Because I feel like it would.
It's just gonna be our logo, like the circle logo
Oh, I guess we do have
on
it
a
in a
jersey.
circle. That's right.
Yeah, circle logo, then like the stripes and stuff. So
Maybe.
We should get Drew to make it.
Can we make it an NHL? I know we can't upload a logo, but like
Drew can.
you can upload a logo in NHL.
No, but
Oh,
Drew is very good at designing NHL jerseys
okay.
and like sports jerseys.
We'll
let's
just have him
get
put
Drew
like a
to do it.
circle.
Yeah.
We'll have him put a circle and then we'll just take a picture and like edit. Okay. Any other thoughts about Tampa, Florida, other than pure excitement? Because that's all I really have in my brain right
I'm
Gonna
now.
be
just excited for
it's
the
gonna be
playoffs,
awesome.
dude. This is
Yeah. Okay. I think I had a couple other news and notes, but I don't really know how many I had. I don't remember.
there was this Chris Letang.
Oh, since we're still Penguins podcast, just a little bit of news. Chris Letang had a procedure done on his heart to close a hole in his heart, which I'm pretty sure has been there for a while. Um, but he did not play in the last game of the season, obviously. 4 to 6 week recovery time. So plenty of time for him to get back up to speed before the season starts, but we wish him all the best in his recovery, and we are glad that he was able to get that done, get that fixed, and hopefully he does not have any problems in the future.
Yeah, another thing I just kind of want to like add.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since we are a Penguins podcast,
Oh, it
uh,
was locker cleanout day today.
well, yes, that too. What I was gonna say though is, let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I know winning screws up our draft position, but I really wanted to win last night for the last game,
Yeah.
and it's against Washington. Um,
Here it is.
so I'm really glad we won last night. It was great to watch since we're not going to have Penguins hockey for a while. Go ahead.
So the Penguins have sent down Billy Koivunen, Joona Koppanen, Philip Crawl, Vasily Onamara, Sam Poulin, and Valtteri Puustinen to the AHL for the AHL playoffs.
Go baby Pens, let's go.
So they're playing in the Calder Cup playoffs. We obviously are going to wish them the best, and it'll just be a little like side quest thing that we kind of update you
Yeah, we can do
during
that. I'm
our
that.
That'd be
our
fun. Yeah.
We can
our
get some updates
playoff.
on the Wheeling Nailers as well, because I think Murashov got sent down to the ECHL for those playoffs. But minor league teams for the Pens are cooking right now, so hopefully they can bring home some championships there.
Yep. Well, I don't know who they're gonna. Who are they playing in the first round?
I don't know, but you're also not in front of your mic right now.
Who are they playing in the first round? That's a great question. It doesn't say. Does not say yet.
Maybe that's
Um,
not determined. Didn't they win their division though?
they did, yes.
Okay, so if it's like this,
Oh no, they did not.
oh, I thought they
They
did.
were second.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Nailers.
Wheeling Nailers, I think, did.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't find who they're playing yet.
Also, I want to make a correction. Last week I had said Rickard Raquel hit his career high in goals with 34. I was wrong. He did tied it, but he has hit his career high in goals with 35. So, my mistake, my bad, but he still got it. So, yay.
Mm.
Rusty had the career high though.
Rusty did hit a career high as well. 30
Yeah.
goals, 31 actually
Thir 31, yeah.
for Brian Rust, which is just great to see. Great to see us still getting having 30 goal scorers, even though we didn't make the playoffs. But hopefully all of them can keep it up. One of those is Sid, so I think we can guarantee
I
him
know the
keeping it up
stat
next year.
guy's not here, but I have a stat.
Oh,
It is the first time since 2001 that the Penguins was it 2001, whatever the year like they didn't make the playoffs, that they had 330 goal scorers and didn't make the playoffs.
so it's just a curse.
I guess so.
Okay. Well, I guess not all of them are going to get 30 goals next year if we make the playoffs.
Okay, it doesn't say. I can't find who
Anyways,
Wilkes-Barre is playing.
no trivia today because we're down a man again. We will try and do trivia in our first playoff episode, but we will see how our timing is with that because we got to film that and then get it turned around pretty quick. So, and we will probably be breaking down all of the series again. So, might be a while before we have trivia back, but we'll see. In the meantime, just to finish things up here, it is time for what I think is going to be our final Pucks and Deep of the year. Oh, wait, before we do that, Jake had some thoughts about the playoffs. So here's Jake's brief little preview of all of the playoff series for you to enjoy. Here you go.
All right, Jake's perspective, we'll call this video, I guess. First round in the West, Winnipeg, St. Louis, just quick little thing to look out for here in these series. St. Louis has been hot, 12-game win streak, but Connor Hellebuyck and the Jets, they gotta prove it this year, so they're probably gonna win that. Dallas, Colorado, Mikko Rantanen faces his former team that refused to pay him, and now he has a chance to get revenge, so that's going to be exciting. Vegas, Minnesota, I think Vegas is just a powerhouse, and they're just in a complete wagon, so I think they're going to just bulldoze Minnesota. Kings, Edmonton for fourth time in a row. Edmonton, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, you know how that goes, but is it the Kings year? We'll find out if they can beat Edmonton. Moving on to the East, Washington, Montreal. Every time I get to mention, I'm going to mention it. Montreal was my pick to make the playoffs, and I was laughed at, and here they are in the first round against the team that won the Eastern Conference, the Washington Capitals, who kind of came out of nowhere to start the season to win the East, but here they are with Ovi and his goal chase and fantastic year. Then we got Carolina, New Jersey. New Jersey's faced multiple injuries. Carolina's been up and down all year with having Ranson, and then they trade him away. So just two crazy seasons for both of those teams. We got Toronto, Ottawa. I mean, Knicks Leafs, go, I guess. Against Ottawa, I think it's going to be a bloodbath, obviously, too. Canadian fan bases, they love their teams, but I think Toronto's, they have to win this series. And then Battle of Florida, I think Florida, Kachuk's coming back. We got that confirmed by Megan Lukic. And Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky, Kucherov, they got Jake Gensel, playoff Jake. That's going to be a bloodbath too, and that's probably going to go 7 games. So that's what's to look out for in the first round, and we'll be uploading some recap videos every day, just like this one. So yeah, let's go Knights.
And now it is time for Pucks and Deep. And this week's Pucks and Deep, it's the end of the season, so we are going to talk about who the most disappointing team was in each of our opinions. Nick, you can go ahead and start.
Nashville Predators.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that's why I said go ahead and start.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Does this even need
just-
explaining?
No, I don't think,
You
and I
win the
think,
off season and you lose life. There you go.
yeah, I don't know. I think definitely Nashville is definitely a big team. Of course, I want to say the Penguins, but I'm not. It. I want to go with teams that I am definitely surprised. The Penguins. I mean, I'm not like, oh, shocked that they're the way they are, but
Yeah.
shocking. I gotta go with the Boston Bruins. I
Uh,
mean, getting rid of Marchand and just you're in the 10 spot in the Eastern Conference. That's insane. Like this team went from such an unbelievable high to getting rid of their coach, which was the dumbest decision they could have made,
oh yeah,
and
That
then
winning
literally
ended up
cost them the
100%.
season.
literally getting rid of Marchand for an Oreo with no milk. And like seriously, like it's this team is. We want to talk about poverty, Pittsburgh. We're talking, now we're in Boston. Poverty is shifted.
Shipping up to Boston, hey, shipping up to Boston,
And
So
hey.
no milk is
that's what it feels
crazy.
like to me. It feels
I
dry.
mean,
It feels
not long.
disgusting.
Conditional third round pick for your captain.
Oh my
He's
But
God.
oh, dude, but if Florida makes the second round, then they get a little bit more. Don't worry.
Ooh, second round pick. Ooh, shiver me
Yeah,
timbers.
There's one
absolutely brutal.
tiny hair in my mouth. There we go. I got it out. Um, yeah, I was gonna say Boston, but I'm gonna say another team would be different. But there is another team that was really disappointing, and that is the Vancouver Canucks. Going
Oh,
from division
Yeah,
winners to
yeah.
not making the playoffs, all because they had a ton of high school drama going on in their team.
Gosh.
that's so bad.
It really is
Oh,
bad. What do we even know like what their problem was, or is it that
they
they
just beefing the whole time.
just beef?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. And like something I forgot to mention it. I want to say I forgot to mention it last week, or it just came out last week, or after the show last week. Brock Besser's not likely not coming back to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Um, so that is a huge piece they are losing, especially when they need to be retooling.
I
Big
agree.
shift for him. Yeah.
Yeah. But in other words, oh, Brock, why don't you come over to Pittsburgh?
Hey, you want to get like 30, 40 goal season like we know you're capable of? You want to play alongside Sidney Crosby? Because we got the team for you.
Come
Everyone
on,
make a
Kyle, cook it. Cook it up,
Kyle,
Kyle.
everyone make
let
a
Kyle
pitch
cook.
to Brock Besser
Let
of
Kyle
why he should
cook.
come to Pittsburgh.
Blockbuster, you know,
We're in America, and I know you're an American, so
uh,
come back to America.
Brock, have you ever thought about, well, you know what Jake Getzel did, Brock? You could do that with us, too. And you can win a Stanley Cup, too.
Ryan, it's your turn.
If you, yeah, yeah, go ahead. I mean, if you wanna come on down and enjoy and be a Yinzer with all of us, and just if you want, come win a cup and leave. Just give us a cup.
I'll take it.
So I mean, if you want to go down to
Be Kawhi
Florida,
like the Raptors.
like you do whatever you want. If you want to come down to Pittsburgh, help us win a cup, but then go enjoy the Florida sun. You can go play with
Yeah,
them. You could be
yeah,
with Marshy and all them wackos. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Go ahead. But just deal 1 year of cold down here in Pittsburgh, and then you can do whatever you want.
yeah. It's like Kawhi to the Raptors. Came, won a championship, went to LA.
I
Done.
mean, I think we're gonna be a little bit not much warmer, but a little bit warmer than Vancouver.
Yeah. You might be
Yeah,
able
but
to bust out the shorts for 1 or 2 games. You never
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, especially in October. It's
yeah,
still kind of hot in October.
yeah. Come pull
Um,
up. I'll take you to Permanis personally.
but I had a fear after was we were making our pitches. What if
If
Minnesota
you come
uses
to Pittsburgh,
go
I will
Brock,
buy him. I will buy
then
him
Nick,
Permanis.
no, Nick will make you a sign for opening for the
I'll do
first
that.
game,
I'll do
like he
that
did
too.
Igor, but it will be a good sign.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
what I was gonna say is what I'm fearing is isn't Brock Besser from Minnesota?
Yeah, but they're in the playoffs. They don't have time to make a trade.
Well, no, I mean in the off season though, because he's a free agent.
Yeah, but that's why we go to acquire him right now. So Minnesota doesn't have time to think about that.
That's true.
Just
Kyle,
get
get
him,
on it.
snag
Go
him.
now. Go. Come on, Kyle. Let's do it
Huh.
here.
Let's do it.
He's got to start
That'd be
wheeling.
awesome.
Wasn't there a trade on like the first day of the playoffs last year?
Was there? I don't
Well,
know.
it was no, it was the first game of the Stanley Cup final.
Who was the trade?
I forget who it was. There was like a big trade on the first day of the Stanley Cup final. Wasn't it
He's thinking.
Oh my gosh, it was like a good player too, because it was like, because it was like people like who it was it Getzel?
No, because he signed.
No, but Getzel's contract got traded. Oh my gosh,
No.
I'm blanking. There was definitely a trade.
All right, forget it.
I'm googling it because it's gonna
Okay,
bug me
he's
now.
gonna
Oh,
Google
It's
I,
it.
gonna
I
bug
was
me
I
now.
was gonna look it up too, but you probably
Oh,
know. During the Stanley Cup Finals, 2024 Stanley Cup Finals, there was no trade.
oh, you were wrong.
There was a
Yeah,
Maybe.
like, but it says, however, several key trades were made before the deadline, right before, like, Pozo, Henrique, Tarasenko.
Those were like trade deadline deals, though.
Yeah, yeah, but that was about as that's around that time.
Yeah,
wait, wait, wait,
I don't
wait,
know
wait,
if
wait,
there
wait,
were actually any.
wait. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let me
Well, he's cooking. Any other thoughts, Ryan? It doesn't even have to be about pucks and deep or anything else we talked about. Give us a beer league preview while Nick's trying to figure this out.
All right, beer league preview. Here we go. So it's gonna be nuts. We're waiting to see how the wild card ends up to see who we are playing in the first round because we will know that I believe in the next 2 days
Are
or
you a
so.
top seeded team?
But no, we are not a top seeded team, but we
Oh,
made the playoffs, so we'll take that. I'm coming off a hat trick right now, so yep,
really?
3 goals and 4 shots in the first period, fastest hat trick I've ever had.
Where was that
Uh,
in deck hockey? What?
I
Continue.
know, yeah,
Yeah,
I
what
know,
was I, Ryan?
I didn't.
I
So I
had to
was
throw the
thinking
ball. I
about,
had to.
I was thinking about like maybe next year strapping a GoPro and then having like Ryan's hockey, like you
Are
know
you
what I
gonna
mean? Like
vlog
that'd be,
for us?
I feel like that would be so fun. So.
Yay!
But no, but the Ice Wolves we're playing this Thursday at 9 p.m. That's
Oh,
our this Thursday is our first playoff game. It's win or go home. So we've won the last few games and like we won the last one 4-3. So let's just
Oh,
hope that
it was between games 5 and 6.
he found it.
Jacob Markstrom went to New Jersey. Ty Dellandrea went to San Jose, and the
wow.
Dubois Kinfo trade happened all in the same day.
Uh,
In between games 5 and 6, literally the day in between,
Wow.
one of the days in between.
That's crazy.
got it.
I knew something happened during the finals last year.
Well, thank you for the preview, Ryan. For
Also, Ryan,
filling the silence.
great preview.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
hope you
I'll let you
win.
guys know how it goes. Thank you.
Please do. Please text us. Let us know how it goes. I will be cheering for you. Might have to
Appreciate
pull
it.
up personally, but I don't have a car to get to you. So
Have a shift day road trip to beer league.
I don't know if
put
I
me on the
can make
ice. Just
it.
put me on the roster.
I got you.
I'll do the
Yeah.
OV. I'll like stand in the circle, and then you can just feed me, and I'll just one time it.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is all we have for today for our playoff preview. Make sure you subscribe to Have a Shift Day on both
Subscribe.
YouTube and Spotify. Um, Turn on your notifications if you want to see for
Dong.
for when our next playoff episode
Ding.
comes out. That should be April 29th. Um, Bracket video, 10 a.m. tomorrow. It's a good one.
It
That's
is.
not edited a lot right now. We're getting there. It's going to take a couple hours, but
Yo,
we'll get there. And
yo.
make sure you are following Have a Shift _A on Instagram, TikTok, and X to stay up to
Yes.
date on all of our day-to-day playoff coverage. And playoffs start tomorrow. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Leafs. Here we go.
You ruined the song.
Toronto's going to the Stanley Cup. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, bye everybody. Enjoy the playoffs.
Bye.